David Dida's The Way of a Superior Man introduction. Let's go. So, in the introduction, he goes, "This book is specifically a kind of guide for a newly evolving man." So, what he's trying to stray away from is this macho man, spine hard, super masculine type of framework, right? This super hard type of framework. He wants to break away from this because, in essence, he knows that every person has masculine, feminine essence within. Some within that polarity, one might outshine the other. That is why he created this book, so he could speak about the polarity of masculine and feminine polarity. Okay. Um. So let's get into it. So to answer the question, we need to understand the nature of sexual passion and spiritual openness, right? Sexual attraction is based on sexual polarity, which is the force of passion that arcs between masculine and feminine poles, right? All natural flow forces of flow between the two poles, the north and the south poles of the earth, create a force of magnetism, right? Yes, electromagnetic energy, even in the earth creating magnetism. Us as humans, through the spine, we can create magnetism as well, connecting to the pineal gland. That is true. The positive and negative poles of your electrical outlet or car battery create an electrical flow. The same way masculine and feminine poles create between people create the flow of sexual feeling. This is, in essence, sexual polarity. So what is being said is, no matter what type of relationship it is, right? Um, well, if it's a loving friendship relationship, you don't. It doesn't matter. You do not need polarity in a friend loving manner, right? In a sexual ideology, there has to be a polarity. Each of us, man or woman, possess both inner masculine and inner feminine qualities. Yes. So Dida gets into this because he wants to really explain the the growth that has happened over time in society. With women, having more accumulation to political and financial power now, and things are emerging 50-50 of that means, right? This in essence is creating a spike in the polarity nowadays, because in the past the polarity was the man would specifically work and the woman would just stay home, but now the polarity has changed now, right? It doesn't matter if both partners, both men or women, in a heterosexual relationship, the man plays the feminine pole and the woman plays the masculine pole. It doesn't matter if you change every day who plays the pole, who plays the feminine pole. For sexual polarity, you need an energetic polarity, an attractive difference between masculine and feminine. You don't need this difference for love, but you do need it for ongoing sexual passion. Yes, guys. So basically, the essence of what he means in that is to truly have a dynamic between your sexual energy. You would just have to understand who you are, right? And see what you prefer. If it is masculine, then you would definitely be attracted to feminine, whatever feminine, right? And if it's feminine, then it would be you'd be attracted to masculine traits. So he goes on to say, he also describes the the feminine and masculine core principles. So for the man, it's the mission or the search for freedom is the priority of the masculine, whereas the search for love is the priority for the feminine. So I'm gonna give you a little hindsight, right? Um, Freedom and love, right, on different sides of the polarity, masculine and feminine, they both end up on the same side of the coin, because both things united is what creates human life. The path to freedom and the path to love, both of these paths, masculine and feminine, collide to create human life. Okay? Um Now, what's essential about this is that both these cores are at the core of each other. They reflect off each other in a magnetic way. Um, so, about 90% of the people have either a more masculine or a more feminine sexual essence. Passionately, lovingly, and fiercely, they would like to be ravished or so to ravish their intimate partner, at least some of the time. In addition to having a loving friendship, this holds true for homosexual and heterosexual people alike. Regardless of sexual orientation or gender, if you want to experience deep spiritual and sexual fulfillment, you must know your sexual essence, masculine, feminine, or balanced, and live true to it. You can't deny your true sexual essence by covering it with layers or false energy for years and then expect to know your authentic purpose and be free in love, right? So, what he's trying to say is you won't be able to know how to be free until you know what is your essence. What is it that you crave? What is it that you enjoy? What is it that would you prefer to be ravished or to ravish? You know, that is the end all be all for that. So, stressing your masculine or feminine essence into a falsely balanced persona affects virtually every part of you. Okay? Um, so it is important to stay true to your essence because you may fall out of your essence. Now, another question that the superior man wants to answer is how do you turn your potential sexual problem into a spiritual gift? You have to be able to use your essence in essence, your gifts to give an overflowing amount of gifts to the world and for you to stay on your purpose. Purpose driven. Now, that is the most important part of this. That you don't let your intimate relationship be more than important than your mission in life. Your mission in life comes first. Your intimate relationship is just as important, right? But it does not come before your mission and the goal is to give out your gifts onto the world, whatever it may be, right? So, The Way of the Superior Man is a book written explicitly for men, for people who have already achieved respect for other genders and sexual preferences, and who consider men and women to be social, economic, and political equals. Now we are ready to move on to the next stage, grounded in the mutual respect and equality, but celebrating the sexual and spiritual passion inherent in the masculine feminine polarity, right? It is time to evolve beyond the macho jerk ideal. All spine, no heart. He then goes on to say, heart and spine must be united in a single man, and then gone beyond the fullest expression of love and consciousness possible, which requires a deep relaxation into the infinite openness of the present moment. And this takes a new kind of guts. This is the way of the superior man. Excellent introduction. Excellent way to start out the book. Excellent way to just, icebreaker our way into A Man's Way, part one, right? So he really gets into the heart and spine, right? That is a reoccurring thought process that we're going to keep going into. The heart and the spine correlate with each other because the heart chakra as well as the spinal, the spinal is where all the chakras reside. So when you are truly content and conscious and expressing this joy to the highest degree without needing anything, right? Needing anything back, you enter a new level of blissfulness that It's truly what he just reiterated, which requires a deep relaxation into the infinite openness of the present moment. You have so many gifts to give in the present moment, and life is so beautiful. Give it all in the moment, and you never know what you could get out of it. And it doesn't matter what you get out of it because you are not entangled with outcome. You are not outcome dependent because you are just giving your gifts. And the outcome is I gave my best gifts onto the world, whether this be I'm a feminine polarity or I'm a masculine polarity, whatever the polarity may be. I did my best to give out the best, and whatever comes my way is a byproduct of that. That is consciousness at a higher degree. This is what David Dida is truly looking for men to become spiritually enlightened, to be on their purpose, to be purpose driven, to be lovers, to be fathers, to be good friends, to be sexually dominant, whether that be in your masculine or feminine essence. It's to be enlightened beyond scale.